During the opening segment, Kevin Owens asked, "Didn't we do this last week?" And the answer to that question is, yes, Kevin. Yes, we most certainly did do this last week. And the week before that. 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 Not. Opening, talking segments that go on forever. Man, a staple of Raw for who knows how goddamn long. Anyway, I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from Tampa, Florida. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. You know what would have really helped this show? Just pushed it to the goddamn limits, helped it walk along the razor's edge. More Judgment Day and less matches taking place on television. Seriously, not enough Judgment Day. I get it. You want to try to go with the hot hand, and yes, people will boo them and everything, but there comes a time where you have to actually, I don't know, not channel WCW with the NWO or the Attitude Era with people just doing constant interference spots and everything. And this show was just kind of boring. There were a few points that weren't all that bad, but the matches, they weren't even secondary. They were thirdary, and I don't even think that's a word. Like, you had Judgment Day, you had recaps, and then the matches were just kind of happening. Okay, so we are coming up on SummerSlam in Ford Field. There's going to be lots and lots and lots of screaming, passionate fans. The week-to-week television, with a couple exceptions, really, you could just watch the YouTube clips and not miss shit. I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's getting more and more difficult to review Raw and SmackDown every single week, even with the halfway decent stuff taking place. Also, I do apologize for this review being up later than usual. I had to do a closing shift this week. Usually doesn't happen, but when it does, that's when the reviews get delayed. Judgment Day already in the ring, and they're gloating, like they always do. And I get it. Then we go to recaps of the desecration of the North American Championship. Dominic becoming the second worst North American champion ever. The worst is Velveteen Dream. I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. So then Dominic comes out, and then he pitches to another package. And then lots of boos. And here's Owens and Zayn. I've seen this before. And even Kevin Owens said, didn't we do this last week? And loud noises and screaming. And apparently Kevin Owens suffered rib injuries. Broken ribs, fractured ribs, not exactly sure. At a house show. Hopefully he's going to be able to recover. I don't think they're going to have a match at SummerSlam. And Dominic is not respected by anybody. And if he just would shut up, and Owens will get more and more fired up. And then it's going to be Sammy versus Dominic tonight. But Dominic, we put up our titles last week. Why don't you put up your title? You know, the title that he doesn't fucking deserve. So, yeah. We go to Becky making her entrance after the card rundown. Becky then took on Zoe Stark. And 20 minutes into the program, we have the first match. And if Becky wins, she gets a match against, or rematch against Trish. And you know, the thing is, I mean, about Zoe, she had to have been thrilled being back in Tampa Bay because she remembers actually going there in 1887, years after she was around for the Civil War and Tampa Bay was actually reintroduced as a city. It's even worse the fact that she feels that Becky doesn't respect her when Zoe was one of the people that helped originally colonize Ireland back in 1536. And then we go 2 minutes to the break. At this point, just do picture-in-picture or something. Just do more picture-in-picture. Just something. Or maybe, I don't know, cut down on the talking segments. Have the matches go longer, go to break, and get people invested. Trish kept trying to interfere. This was fine for what it was. It's not that Zoe can't work. I mean, she's been around since Moolah and Mae Young made their debuts. And she was even around for Stu Hart's birth. I digress. We got, some good counters, some good wrestling. Zoe tried to springboard and got caught in the manhandle slam 1, 2, 3. And Trish is all upset. Because now she's got to face Becky. Recaps of Bork destroying Cody. And then, so then apparently Bo Williams is the guy that does the theme for Raw. I don't know how much thought he put into that theme, but more would have helped. And then here's Mr. Insincerity. Whoa, Mr. Cody Rhodes. And look, there are people that like Cody. I don't hate Cody in the sense I don't want anything bad to happen to Cody. Nothing has changed from how he was in AEW except for taking away the entourage. He's the same insincere, stagey, performative individual who gets a lot of fans to buy into his shit. I ain't one of them. More pyro. He's fake and stagey is what I wrote down. I hate saying it with his promos. And he mentions, oh, Brock beat him down in front of his mother, and he didn't want that, but he will beat Brock Lesnar, he will end Brock Lesnar, he will embarrass Brock Lesnar, and yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Anything that just, whatever, just went on forever. Then Ricochet showed up in a shirt that was certainly a choice and said he was going to call out Logan Paul. Zayn then took on Dominic for the North American Championship 26 minutes after the previous match ended. We go 30 seconds to the break. It's impossible to notice. I tried to not notice with SmackDown, with Raw. I try not to know with NXT, but I stopped reviewing NXT weekly because I just can't take it anymore. And then everyone, is gone later on. They just disappeared. I believe the referee. I zoned out during a lot of this. The referee could have kicked them out. They could have just fallen into a goddamn wormhole. It could have been like the portal gun, for all I goddamn know. And then Owens gets tossed out onto the stage, and oh my god, he's getting beat up. And then Dominic wins with a roll-up, the most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling. And then Zayn checks on Owens and all that. And Bloodline recast. We cut to Ricochet and Nakamura talking, and then Ciampa's talking. And Ciampa says, hey, it's like, I cost you your match, you gave me a receipt, but if we have a problem, then you're not going to like it. Then here comes Bronson. He makes his entrance. We go to break. Judgment Day. They confront Apollo and Akira Tozawa, who still works there, and Apollo versus Priest later. I forgot that Apollo was drafted to Raw. Ciampa then took on Here Comes Bronson, or he's Big Bronson Reed. You can definitely tell that Vince McMahon's back because he's big, pal. Ha ha. 15 minutes between, from the time the last match ended. They gave this a few minutes. Bronson caught a knee, trying to dive to the outside. We go to break, and then a nice snap slam. There was some good work here. Ciampa hit an air raid crash to a big old pop. And then Nakamura shows up, distracts Ciampa just long enough. Shoulder block. Tsunami, 1, 2, 3. This wasn't bad. The crowd did get into it, especially for that air raid crack. That was impressive. And then we go back to Liv saying she is determined to beat Rhea, that Raquel will be fine, but she's going to take down Rhea. And no, she's not. And then here's Sonya and Chelsea, and then Rhea, and we do more comedy where Rhea's just kind of like looking side-eyed, like, what is going on here? And that she will take Liv out to dinner, out in the bedroom. I don't know. I'm good with it. Stop thinking about it, Kira. I know you're thinking about it. You stop it. Get some help. So then Rhea attacks Liv during her break and beats up her shoulder and Pillmanizes it twice with a chair. That's what the Pillmanizing is. And have fun in rehab. Apparently Liv is injured again, or it's the same injury and they realize, shit, she came back too soon. I hope that Liv's going to be all right. Apparently if they're doing this, it is going to be a while, though. Liv checked on. She's fucked probably till... There are some people that say, oh, Liv could win the Rumble and face off against Rhea. I mean, okay. I'm not saying it's the worst idea, but would enough people buy into it? If she's back in time, I guess. I like Liv, don't get me wrong. Are they really going to keep it on Rhea for a year? I'd be for it, but they haven't really done anything to make Rhea's reign mean anything. That's hard to say. Alpha Academy. Apparently Maxine's challenging Valhalla. I will never know peace in women's wrestling just went back 5 years because of this promo. Ricochet then calls out Logan Paul. You don't belong here. Not because you aren't, taking this seriously, but because you're an arrogant prick. And then he challenges him for SummerSlam. Then Logan attacks him and gets on his phone live dealy or something or whatever the hell he's doing and says, I accept. And then Logan gets kicked and this is all on the phone. Ricochet hits a standing shooting star. And there you go. The challenge for SummerSlam, I guess this will be fine. It'll probably open the show. Yeah, it is what it is. And then we go backstage and Jackie Raymond says, yeah, good analysis there. Good analysis. Expert analysis right there. Can we make our backstage interviewers seem less stagey? WWE should be asking themselves. And that's nothing against the people. You don't need to make them seem like robots. Shayna says she's going to fight Ronda. She wants to pick a fight with her. It's going to be a fight pit. Then Logan is not happy, feels victimized. He will be in Houston. Paul Bosch is rolling over in his grave. Priest took on Apollo. 34 minutes. No. 46. 46 minutes. I had to think about that time or whatever because 30. Bottom line is with a lie. It was at least 30 plus minutes. However much time we're going by. They got to do better with the time here. And Apollo lost in 3 minutes anyway. So there we are. Becky's happy and she's fired up. The man has come around. And Valhalla is dear. She's going to face off against Maxine. That already has the potential to be one of the biggest disasters WWE has put on television. Because this feud has been terrible. It's just been terrible. And then Imperium, they're still in the ring. Because Imperium has been in the ring after Becky, I believe, was backstage. And then Drew shows up. We get a promo battle where Drew basically says, hey, the three-way match. We beat the hell out of each other. Sheamus and I did. You picked the bones. But that's all right. It was a triple threat. Kaiser should be the leader of Imperium. I was zoning out at this point. Kaiser basically will face Drew. He does. Corey does a dead-on Kaiser impression. It was all right. It wasn't a bad match. Drew won, and then we got Gunther with a beatdown. Riddle showed up. He got laid out good. Little shit deserves that. And then Gunther was going to powerbomb Drew through the announcer's table, but Drew powerbombed Gunther through the announcer's table. I really hope Gunther's all right because that looked like a rough landing. Drew should not win the title at SummerSlam. If he wants to win a Payback or a little bit after that when Gunther has broken the record, I'm all for it. Gunther needs to have that record, goddammit. He's so close. He's within 40 days of it. And then Ronda, basically, she's going to fight Shayna. I can't wait till she leaves. Rollins and Balor are going to have a contract signing. Pierce isn't there. Balor moderates and basically talks about all the stuff that he's going to do. Rollins shows up. They sing his theme. And Balor basically says, this insanity, of what you did to me or whatever, it's just festered and festered. It's like an itch, a 7-year itch. Well, at SummerSlam, I'm going to make you my 7-year bitch. And then Judgment Day shows up. Priest has his case. Is he going to cash in? Zayn shows up. He, with a chair, he ends up getting laid out. Dominic doing absolutely nothing of note because he's not any good in the ring. And it ends pretty much like every NWO beatdown, except more people were watching back then. And they're heating it up as best they can, but after SummerSlam, if you see less Raw and SmackDown reviews, don't be surprised. Because I'm starting to think I need to do something else. I need to, after 7 or so years of doing this stuff, I'm starting to wonder maybe if I need to do a few other things. Nevertheless, Raw was fine at times, but way, way, way too much Judgment Day. Just like way too much Bloodline on that recent SmackDown. Maybe the ratings will reflect and people will just do more and they'll have 200% more Judgment Day. Agree, disagree what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.